What's going on, YouTube? As I said in previous videos, something definitely is brewing in Florida, this time in North Miami, and it involves the homeless, synthetic drugs, aggressive behavior, and having the urge to bite people. Brandon DeLeon, a 21-year-old homeless man who is alleged to have been under the influence of a bath salts-like drug called Cloud 9 and a powerful alcohol concoction called Four Loko. DeLeon got into a verbal argument with another man at a Boston market. Police who happened to be in the area got involved after DeLeon looked over to the officers and yelled "fuck you" while flipping them off with the middle finger. While trying to arrest DeLeon for initially disorderly conduct, DeLeon growled at the officers, tried to bite them while yelling at them that he was going to eat them. When officers finally restrained DeLeon and placed him into the cruiser, DeLeon continued his behavior by banging his head against the plexiglass while screaming, "I am going to eat you." DeLeon didn't stop there. While getting processed at the police station, he tried to bite an officer who was taking his blood pressure. DeLeon growled and opened and closed his jaw, slamming his teeth like an animal would. Once he was placed in a holding cell, he continued his bizarre aggressive behavior by continuing to bark and growl while smashing his head. Officer statements say that he was growling and acting like a rabid dog. Officers finally got control over DeLeon by adding leg restraints and a bite mask. If it was my call, I personally would have four-pointed this lunatic. DeLeon stated to the judge that he has no recollection of the event. So what's going on, people? One of my concerns is that there's a drug being put out there that makes people act in this manner. And if that is it being tested amongst the homeless?
More than a week after this gruesome scene, police say another man losing his mind.
I have no recollection of anything that happened that night.
Both attacks with one chilling connection.
Hello again, everyone. In both cases, police suspect the men were on a dangerous dose of synthetic drugs.
Now, officers are being put on alert. The Night Team's Robin Simmons live for us at the scene of this latest arrest in North Miami Beach. Robin?
And that's not the only connection. There are a few elements that tie these two cases together. You have the synthetic drugs, as you mentioned, the homeless, and also violence that has police in this area very concerned.
Mr. De Leon? Are you working, sir? Do you own any property or have any money in the bank?
Brandon DeLeon's case has elements that may sound chillingly familiar. Two North Miami Beach police officers eating at this Boston market on West Dixie Highway Saturday night when they say DeLeon walks in, starts yelling obscenities, and threatens to fight. The commotion bad enough that the 21-year-old is taken into custody, but it's what happened next that got him charged with resisting an officer with violence.
He threatened to fight the officers.
That's what the prosecutor said during DeLeon's bond hearing. Here's what police detailed in an officer safety alert obtained by 7 News. Quote, while at the holding cell, DeLeon banged his head repeatedly inside the holding cell. DeLeon growled at officers in the booking area like a rabid dog. DeLeon attempted to bite Officer Ruiz's hand off, end quote. As for his memory of the events,
If I can say something, Your Honor, I have no recollection of anything that happened that night.
that safety alert continuing with this, quote, it was later discovered that DeLeon had taken a synthetic drug named Cloud 9. This bears resemblance to the incident that occurred in the city of Miami last week when a male ate another man's face. Please be careful when dealing with our homeless population during your patrols, end quote. In that case, police speculate Rudy Eugene, who growled at the responding officer as he mauled his victim's face, may have taken a synthetic drug, a new form of LSD. It took several shots from an officer's gun before the attack on Ronald Papa was over. In this case, a cocktail that starts with Cloud 9, which causes paranoia, hallucinations, and rage, has an entire department on alert. And in that safety alert, North Miami Beach police also say Brandon DeLeon had Four Loko as well. That is a caffeinated alcoholic beverage that the FDA actually stepped in asking manufacturers to change the formulation of because so many people were coming down with alcohol poisoning. DeLeon in jail with a $5,500 bail. Reporting live in North Miami Beach, Robin Simmons, 7 News 19.